Claudine Spotnelli is back at the news anchor desk for the Leopards News Network. There are so many stories to get to. Let's get to our daily dose of cope. This first one is kind of a long post to Donald Trump from this man named Matthew. He says, President Trump, I want to start off with saying that I voted for you in November. I run a small family-owned steel tube manufacturing company in the States. We largely service the automotive industry as well as ATV, motorcycle, golf course, and stuff. We're a 17-year-old company that was founded on a shoestring budget and managed to hold on by the skin of our teeth through the economic downturn and have been growing ever since. I'm obviously all for American manufacturing, but I'm trying to wrap my head around how the tariffs, specifically with Mexico and Canada, are going to help. The steel mills will get a short-term windfall, but many of their customers will no longer be around, ultimately hurting their business too. We ship a lot of our material to Mexico to get fabricated by our customers and then ultimately sent back to the States to be sold. Over the last month, our sales have dropped significantly because of the uncertainty in the market. People don't know what to expect long term, so they're all just frozen at the moment. I understand the argument that we want to bring those fabricating jobs back to the States, but the reality is that the supply chains are years in the making and would take a long time to reestablish in the States. During that time, there will be many, many companies like ours that will go out of business. So I'm trying to understand how this helps our country as a whole. As of right now, it seems like this will kill small businesses, and the only companies that will survive are the big companies. I respect and applaud much of what you're doing. However, if you would be able to address these concerns that millions of manufacturing workers have and let us know what the whole plan is, it would be hugely appreciated. The fact that they think that talking to him will work is amazing to me. And then he's saying it's going to kill small businesses. This is a man that did not pay small business owners, that did not pay contractors. And he's thinking that he can, talk some sense into him or ask questions. He doesn't care about these people. He doesn't pay bills. Why would he care about small businesses? And the whole point is to make these businesses go out of business so that big businesses can swoop in and buy them. He wants to send y'all into a depression. That's where we are. That's the whole plan, to send everybody into a depression. This is not confusing. Now we got the penny situation. He says, stop making pennies. He said that. He made a declaration, and now people in a deep red county is like, oh no, please consider, you're going to make us lose our jobs. I don't know why these people really thought that he cared. It's amazing to me. But let's get into this article. A deep red county in Tennessee has called on President Trump to reconsider his order to the Treasury Department to stop producing pennies. Residents in Greene County, which is home to Artisan LLC, the maker of all the country's unstamped pennies, have warned that there will be significant job losses if Congress approves the move. The Greenville Sun reported. Jeff Taylor, CEO of the Greene County Partnership, said he was disappointed that Trump's decision would cost American jobs in the county, which voted 82.3% for the president in the 2024 elections. Americans for Common Sense, a pro-penny group with Artisan, said overhead expenses at the mint would remain if the penny were eliminated and would need to be absorbed by other coins, increasing their per unit costs. Additionally, without the penny, the demand for nickels would rise to fill the gap in small value transactions. Trump announced the new cost-cutting measure last week, writing on Truth Social. For far too long, the United States has minted pennies, which literally cost us more than 2 cents. This is so wasteful. The crazy thing is, he makes these proclamations. He does not have any foresight. There's no planning. There's no people to actually run the numbers and see who is impacted. He makes declarations on Truth Social and then just goes with it without a care of who is going to impact. And it's going to impact a county that voted for him 82.3%. Trump has been kind of wishy-washy or kind of erratic with the tariffs, probably because he got owned by President Sheinbaum of Mexico and Prime Minister Trudeau of Canada, because they agreed to a deal that that they had already proposed to do anyway, or that they were already doing. They were like, cool, we agree. And then everybody started clapping at him like, dude, you agreed to things that they were already doing. So I think that that's the reason why he wants to impose these tariffs again. So this was posted in the conservative subreddit saying White House says 25% steel tariffs would stack on others as premieres in DC. Would that mean, I'm sorry, that would mean a total of 50% tariff on Canadian steel and aluminum if planned measures proceed. And here's the article. This is from the Canadian Press saying White House says 25% steel tariffs would stack on others. I'm not doing this whole article. I'm doing this mostly so you can see the comments. But this says the news comments Prime Minister Justin Trudeau cautioned U.S. VP J.D. Vance against Trump's promised steel and aluminum levies, while Canadian premiers picked up the Team Canada mantle in Washington to push against Trump's tariff threats. The wild thing is, when VP Kamala Harris was running, so many people were acting like VP Harris has so much power. I'm wondering, what powers does JD Vance have? To all the MAGA people, all the people that were just so like, Kamala Harris didn't do this, and Kamala, what exactly are they asking of JD Vance? What is JD Vance going to be able to accomplish? We're going to see. We're going to see what they start asking of him. Like, they really thought that Kamala Harris was responsible for a lot of stuff. What is JD Vance going to be able to push through? All right, so let's look at some of these comments. Like I said, this is the conservative subreddit. Marak says, whichever side of the tariff debate you're on, it's going to be interesting to see the effects of the economy over the next 6 months. This person named Alpha Sierra Charlie says, I may be out of a job, LOL. And then Phoenix Soar says, don't worry, there will be plenty of people to tell you you voted for this. And they're absolutely right. For the people that voted for this, they absolutely deserve it. And I hope that they get it first and worst. Alpha Sierra said, I did. I voted for this knowing it might happen. I voted for this knowing that it would cause pain and hardship in the short term for the gamble that the long-term gains can be protected after Trump's term ends. And I accepted that I could easily be one of the ones hit hardest. I hope so too. I voted against my own interest because I voted for what was best for the country moving forward. But unlike the whiners with their hands out and the government worshipers, I have the spine and conviction to take that risk. Plus, I bothered to make myself employable. There might be a rough patch, but I'll be fine. There's going to be a lot of MAGA people in red states that won't be fine, because there are a lot of people in red states that rely on these jobs. They rely on SNAP. They rely on the government handouts or whatnot. And they're going to be jacked up. So Alpha Sierra Charlie might be fine, but there are going to be a lot of people that are not fine. Now I want to move to this set of tweets. All right, so this person named Alejandra said, y'all voted for Trump because of his economic policy, but y'all don't even make enough to qualify for the tax cuts. Broke and dumb. And to that, Colleen says the person who has no idea how economics works. So that's Colleen. She says they obviously don't get tariffs. Imagine their reaction if their clothes and shoes suddenly cost 5 times the usual price. And these two were saying this back in November. And Colleen says, we do get tariffs. Apparently you don't. So keep in mind, that's Colleen. Now, Colleen, is anyone looking into why grocery prices in the last week have jumped 50%? I'm not exaggerating. I voted for you. Why isn't anyone stopping this? Because Donald J. Trump did say on August 26, 2024, eggs and gas prices out of control. Crooked Joe and the radical left destroyed affordability for hardworking Americans. It's a total scam. On day one, I'll slash prices so fast it'll make their heads spin. Big oil, big farms, they'll listen to me, not lobbyists. No more ripoffs. MAGA. He said that, and MAGA people believed him. And this is what he's saying today. Biden inflation up. Because he can't control anything. And all he's doing right now is making everything go up. Because if you look at inflation, it was going down. It was going down. It was going down. And then it started ticking up. So he's calling that Biden inflation. I'm sure we're going to hear more about inflation in the next few days, but you can look at this for yourself and see that inflation was actually going down since 2023 when it was at its high point. It has started to creep back up, but it started to creep back up once Trump started up with his threats of tariffs. And it's going to continue to go up because everything that he's doing is stuff that is going to make inflation heat up. So congratulations, MAGA. You played yourself. Anyways, there's so many faces that need to be reported on, but this is it for now. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.
I've banned left turn signals. There will be no more Baja Blast. I'm sending the wasps after the left-handed people. They sting a lot. Saw them flying and said, wow, those guys can sting. We're taking all the grocery carts. We're putting them in the ocean. We're putting my face on the dollar bill. Nobody's ever done that before. No more hand sanitizer. It's a liberal myth. I'm banning cul-de-sacs. If you live in a cul-de-sac, I'm going to kill you. I've given the Kool-Aid Man access to launch codes.
How you doing?
Steve, I want to be honest with you. We're not great. We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from. It's Trump. It's another executive order. Can you please come pick us up? Because we're straight up not having a good time. We might have bit off a little bit more than we can chew with this mystery. So if Blue could just expedite some of those clues so we can figure out how the to get out of this mess. Just take out your handy dandy notebook and draw up something that's gonna fix this. Or just let us borrow your thinking chair. We can all collectively sit on it and brainstorm ideas of how we can survive the next 4 years.
I'm sitting in my closet having candy for breakfast because there's no rules, Steve. There's no rules anymore.
We're all worried about salt, pepper, and paprika. Are they doing okay? Not magenta. I don't know, there's always something off about her.